Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a set of tools for Dulcimer players, and in particular a calendar. We got most of the parsing and that sort of thing working for the calendar, and we just barely got it working to read a calendar from the web yesterday. So we'll finish that today, or at least work on that today, and hopefully by the end we'll have sort of an end-to-end solution for our calendar problem. I think we still have more to do. And as always, I have more ideas, but I think we got the basics very, very close. All right. Yeah, let's pop in and run. Okay. So I think right now we have the calendar reading on this page, and it was fast. I don't know if we're repeating it or not. I guess I could. Let's exit and make sure what we're getting. No, something's wrong. Okay, I guess I've stopped. Back and this. Yeah, that's reading quickly. Okay. Well, I guess I want to go through and see what we notice that's fishy, and then we have to go deal with the web stuff. We know the error handling and all that wasn't really addressed. Okay, so well, one thing is there's supposed to be a city here. Well, this is a virtual one, so I think we should just say virtual here. Right now, we only put city and state if they exist. And I don't think we've really considered the possibility in our display. What if there's a state but no city? Or maybe it's a country. Or what if you have virtual and that? So let's make a statement about that. So show location as virtual. If flag is set, show virtual, or if flag is set and city state, handle just state or just virtual plus state. It's territory is our word for that. I'll fix it here and leave it there. Okay, so kind of one thing. Oh yeah, we've got these backslash commas. I'm surprised and a little disappointed, I guess, complaining about my free library that I use. But it gets text, and in RFC 5545, it says commas get backslashed, and they don't peel that off. So I think we need to decode text strings from ICS, removing backslash. And there's a bunch of variations, and I found the relevant chapter here. You can have backslash, 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 semicolon, comma, new lines. Yeah, I guess it's those 5. Well, it's not terrible, but a colon character in a text shall not be escaped with a backslash. Okay. I'm only assuming it's the ones you said it was. All right. White space, etc. Okay. Now, what about quotes? And then I got to read more. And it doesn't say anything else. Okay, T-safe characters. White space 21 is 16, 17. I don't know what that is. Oh no, 32, 33. Is that exclamation point? Let's get an ASCII table out here. Okay, 33 is in fact exclamation point. Okay, so space, exclamation point. (23) through 2b. Well, 22 is the double quote. Any character controls not needed by the current set. Double quote, semicolon, colon, backslash, and comma. Okay. If the property permits multiple text items. Oh, okay. So they have to backslash comma because it could mean multiple entries. I'm not sure which ones. Okay. Text property also contains special characters used to specify delimiters. Text must be escaped. Yeah. But, okay. But I can't put a quote in a string, basically. T-safe character. Oh, no, I can put a quote. How odd. I don't know what T-safe is. Text safe? Oh. Okay, so if we start at the top, it's a string of 0 or more safe characters, colons, double quotes, or escaped characters, which are the ones we mentioned. Safe characters are those minus the double quote, minus the colon. Okay, but text can be... Well, I don't know why double quote is called out, I guess. All right, let's look for... And why it's spelled like this, and this one's just a bare colon. Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to go back up to the top, look for dequote, and see what context it gets used in. Well, that's great. Double quote 22. That's not right. That's the hex code point, not the decimal code point. A quoted string has a dequote and a Q-safe character. Okay, maybe I should just find that file again. Do I have it open still? TextMate. Okay, they're using it in the text. Interesting. Okay. All right, well, that seems to be most of the ones I've triggered. Okay, well, they can go in there. So quotes are themselves, colons are themselves, which is good because URLs need them. And several things need to be unbackslashed. Well, how can I say this? Handling backslash, backslash comma, backslash semicolon, backslash n, backslash new line, lowercase. That. Yeah, I think the context of a text field, then we don't have to care. So, backslash. This needs one backslash. Okay. Backslash, comma, semicolon, new line. Okay, backslash, comma, semicolon, new line. Okay, those are the ones. All right, what else? Okay. Well, other stuff is looking pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Let's look at details. All right. How do we handle HTML in the text? there may be some easy ways. There may be some hard ways. I mean, the easiest way is just leave it like it is, but that's way too ugly. Very annoying. I don't know. We could pull in a web display component, but it's not SwiftUI compatible. We have to wrap it in the conversion class and all that stuff. WkWebKit, yeah. I suspect it's relatively limited. Oh, interesting. Strong and B. We might be able to recognize like what are they, or another way would be recognize like end of paragraph and translate that into a new line or a pair of new lines. Strip out anything else, maybe BR, recognize that, and then strip out any other tags, with a relatively primitive parser. I guess you could go fancier and make it fully parse it, recognize strong and then end strong, and then treat that text inside as being formatted. And inside that is B, which is bold, also what you do for strong. And then inside that is plain old text, and just create a text object. Since it's wrapped in B, mark it bold. Since it's wrapped in strong, mark it strong, that kind of stuff. But maybe we should wrap the WkWebKit. I have a hope. I'm not sure it's quite justified, but my hope is that WkWebKit is one of the things that gets wrapped in the next release, or the next, like WWDC, we find out like, hey, we're going to have a new Swift compatible web object. And then we can replace it with that. That would be a nice improvement. Yeah, except I'm not sure how the Markdown even, I guess, yeah, maybe that would be a nice way too. Okay, so let's list these. One is leave it. No. Use WkWebKit. Strip out HTML. Detect line endings, but strip the rest. Mini HTML to SwiftUI, and then mini HTML to Markdown. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad thing. Is it WkWebView? Okay, yeah. But yeah, you have to basically wrap that. I forget what they call those things, but they have an object that can wrap a UIKit object in a Swift view, and then they have a wrapper that can wrap a Swift view in a way that UIKit can show it. You can go both ways. It's not that hard. I'm just too lazy. Spend 20 minutes figuring out how to wrap things when I could spend 3 hours working out the HTML. Come on. There are pains to it, but that wrapping is the solution we took on the sort tables, sort of pseudo spreadsheet kind of thing that we worked on a couple of years back, or a year and a half back, or something like that. It's not that it can't be done. It's just like, I don't want to. Okay, what else? I still like this small text, this bold text. Yeah, it's not fun, but it's fast. I guess we could trust, like, if it just came back plain old text and we showed it as an HTML, it would just show up as plain text. So there's no danger in assuming we have HTML, because especially for us, we know we're getting it from a Google export, and it puts it in the HTML, so it's going to put HTML. All right. Yeah, I think this is this is reasonable. Okay, let's look at location. The first thing I notice is this one's not labeled. So label virtual. It's not a, I don't know what you want to say. It's not a territory per se, I guess. I don't know. It's not a city and state, I guess. Label the virtual section on the location tab. All right. Everything else should be the same. We just get more things on a given list. Now, why is that? That's weird. It just moved. Okay, we're seeing a bug. That is tight vertically, and when I did something, it spaced it out for a moment there. There it is. That's I can't believe that's anything we're doing. That's a SwiftUI bug, I think. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about that one. I don't know how to reproduce it. Yep, there it is. It just happens once in a while. Is it something about a page transition? I haven't seen it happen going down. Huh. So weird. All right. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that gets fixed when they fix it. Although I probably should report it just to be a good citizen. All right. But nothing else seems there. Now, England, I guess that's okay. The original put virtual, then foreign to US, and then states. Maybe this is better. Puts it as a peer at least. Swift package, NuPlay, RichText. It should handle HTML. Oh, good to know. All right, let me make a note as you doing the research. Package NuPlay /RichText. Okay, and it's not going to be full-blown HTML, right? I mean, I don't even see. I saw BRs and I saw paragraphs, but I didn't see anything else. Bigger scaled, I guess. I guess none of our business either. Or, it's like Google could change their mind tomorrow. Okay. But yeah, otherwise, I think from a visual point of view, this is about what I expect from things. I really like the show details flag. Yeah. And if we handled the HTML, this would definitely look better. Okay. Now the inside, I think we put it on CalendarTile. I think that is the wrong place. The tile shows up immediately. So that means every time we start the app, we're loading that up. Now that's true. It could be a simulator problem. It was pretty darn fast, so I guess I shouldn't care too much, but I think it makes sense to load it when you actually load the page that corresponds. So this is CalendarView. So in some level, I mean, the least I could do would be move this brace down so that the on appears on the calendar view. Maybe better is to move it inside the calendar view completely. So, yeah. All right. And then the quality of this code, like every chance we had to ignore a problem, we just ignored it just so we get this thing working in the happy path. All right. But I think that's well, it got us forward. I was very happy going to bed last night thinking like, oh, that calendar actually pulls the real calendar, it's a real boy now. Okay. And we had other stuff. Clean up the error handling. Should the IO be somewhere else? Yes, I think it should. Formatting of description entries. Okay, I think we covered all those. All right. I guess I'm going to do the painful one first, which moving this around and getting the IO right is probably my biggest pain. HTML is probably my second pain, but I think this is more or less how I want to do it. That is repeated by all this other stuff. Okay, so error handling. Let's move this down first. So move calendar IO to calendar view. Okay, so I think we will move the state. The only downside is he's got lots of stuff going on already. Oh, and we init him with the calendar. Huh. Okay, I guess we added that. State program, my calendar. Okay. And then, well, let's pull this out. I guess we don't need it if we have no parameter, no variables. Okay, and then on up here, I guess the preview is going to be a little worse without this. Okay. Yeah, maybe these other views should pull out too. Okay, let's run this. And if I've done it right, it should be a refactoring. It shouldn't have any effect on the behavior. It might be a tiny bit on the performance because you won't be paying for the calendar load until you actually do it. On the tile gets shown right away, so that we loaded the calendar when we loaded the app. Now we'll only load it when the page comes up. And I think that will be more correct in a use sense. If we update the calendar on the web, you're probably more likely to go off the calendar page and come back to it than you are to quit the app and come back, I guess. Well, while that goes, let's see if we can find anything about this NuPlay. Well, that's promising. Fancy, oh, it's an image, okay. Light and dark. Okay, I'm kind of missing something on the example. I don't know if that image is part of it. I guess it is. The whole thing's in a scroll view. Okay. Yeah, that'll be nice. Oh, we're here. Okay, there was a little pause there. Not that time. Okay. Good. All right, so All right, I think we will extract these. Well, I mean, my theory is that going back a page and then coming back in does the refresh. So, or at least could. I don't know. It might make sense to have a button. Okay, yeah, let me add that question. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It may even be caching this. I can't tell if it's doing the reload. I guess I could if I set a breakpoint, right? If I go back and then again. No, it is. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. That's a cheap way to get around it. And somebody who only used this for the calendar would never get that refresh. You know, if you went in here and you stayed in here, you'd be stuck with the old data. On the other hand, this stuff does not update quickly. I mean, I kind of make a point once a month to go in and catch it. I might get something from somebody once in a blue moon, but yeah, it's not changing every day by any stretch. It might change a couple times in a month. But I don't know. I mean, I've got a bunch of ones that haven't committed yet and so on. So it could be changing moderately. And if the thing you care about is one that changed, then that really sucks. Okay. Did we ever... Active length, calendar page view. We also, let's see, I got that out. We need to make sure the show calendar based on current month. We never did that. We just left it January 2025. We can skip the fetch if we've already loaded the calendar. Well, that would be like the way I had it before, where I put the state up on CalendarTile, which is effectively putting it on the content view. That only loaded it when the content view loaded, so only once. This way, we're doing it every time they come into the calendar. But yeah, I don't know. A refresh button might be okay. I mean, my audience is going to skew older and less tech savvy, so I'm not sure they'll even know to click that, frankly. But, yeah, maybe it's worth it just to have it in case. Oh, that's an idea. But the Cache Buster string... Isn't that I have to give out a different address, right? So they would know $11 one day and $12 the next, but the app isn't going to know that. Right, but what do you get if it's not in the... Oh, then I would force it. That's a good point. But I'm only going to do that if it's triggered somehow, right? So I'll either have to... Yeah, let's keep that idea. I don't know if I can copy this. Right. So if I request it with a different number, then I get the latest, but the number's different, so the cache won't know, will not think it has it. Okay. Yeah. Let's call this the refresh problem. Okay, yeah. All right, move calendar IO to CalendarView. Well, we're kind of doing that. Officially more than half over January. Ugh. All right, but I'm also pulling these. Okay. Let's do a clean build. And we'll run tests, but they mostly won't affect it. I'm not sure if URL request does cache the data, but it uses Safari in the background. Huh. I guess what triggers it, right? I mean, we'd have to... We're only going to run the query when we decide it's time. I mean, maybe I can kick off a little clock task that once a day updates that timestamp and forces a refresh. But if you don't have the app up, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so we... Let's pull this into a function. Success to cache policy on URL request. But I think the real trick is, like, when do I trigger the refresh? If I never trigger a refresh, it doesn't matter if the value is cached or not. But if I trigger the refresh, at least I have a chance of getting the new stuff. And if I trigger it, I don't know what they set these things for, how long you live in the cache, but if I trigger it myself, then I have that option to do a cache buster thing. All right, so make a method? No. Oh. Wow. Oh, it did extract it now. Okay. This is refresh calendar. Okay, at least we can catch that. Okay, so this probably should be its own thing. At least a constant at this level. Extract value. Extract to file. No, I don't want to do that. Let's try this. Guardlet URL equals that, else throw is that existing? I think I want to make my own errors. Struct okay. I'm not sure of I guess they don't lowercase abbreviations. I thought they did. Okay, so if we have a malformed URL for some reason, oh, okay, URL session configuration ephemeral should disable the cache. Good to know. Okay, since we never want to cache this file, oh, okay, can't do it there. All right, this, Yeah. This is, we can call it response. This is handling it. If response equals 200 else, I guess I want to say load failed. What's the type of response? URL response. Is that a field status? Int. Okay. And the references to the hypertext protocol page on the other screen. Okay. That seems to be the things that can happen. I guess I don't know. It's like you end up fighting all this stuff, but So in some sense, this view, like this whole thing, presumes that there's a good calendar to show. And this is saying there isn't. Okay, so let's, we'll do a little bit of manual testing on this, I guess. How can I simulate the bad data? Okay, so that's happy. Let's we'll just run it manually with bad as a URL that should fail as a URL. So hopefully bad URL. I'm gonna break here real quick. Okay, empty calendar. Break here, and the error unsupported URL. That's probably what we want to see. URL. Well, thank you. That doesn't really help me. I guess I should stop here too. All right, let's try it. Let me go back. Oops. Continue. Go back. Okay. Well, why am I here? Oh, we're not triggering bad URL. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a security thing, right? That you start telling them, you show them this stuff and they can say, oh, I see they're using Swift. That's good. Maybe there's an interesting thing we can do there. Okay. Init with string. Okay. Returns nil if the URL cannot be formed. Oh, what if it contains an empty string or illegal characters? Okay. So my choice of bad was bad. An empty string should definitely fail according to that. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, and I'm down here. So I caught this and I did not continue on, so that's good. And then let's make it a valid URL, but not correct. So I'll put a 2 on this, or an X. That file doesn't exist, so it should come down. It should execute this line and then fail on this one and come down there. Okay, we're here, and if I continue, we're here. Okay, good. All right, let's just stop that. Okay, so it is moderately failing the way we want. Now, what to do, I think we have to tell them that we weren't able to load the calendar. So I think well, it puts more stuff going on, which is what I dislike about it. But okay, so I think we're going to have a state. We're going to have more state. We're going to have state message is empty. Okay. Bad URL should never happen. Yes, that's correct. Theoretically. I mean, the way it would be bad is if I typed this and I forgot to, I somehow left it empty string, changed it to an empty string for some bizarre reason, or, a bunch of exclamation points or whatever would be an illegal character, a bunch of smiley faces. I don't think that's super likely. What could happen is, we change the address where we want to store it, and this is an old one and you don't know it. Or maybe I delete it from here, but you haven't loaded the new version of the app that knows where to find it, or something like that. So, if we've run one test, we'll see it. So I'm not too worried about it being a real failure. If we had just made this bang URL, I don't think the world would fall apart. This one is more likely that it could happen sometimes. You're trying to load a page, that part of the internet's down, that website's down, and page fails. Okay, so if it fails, I think we need to put a message. How about temporarily unavailable? Please contact dnews.com if this problem persists. Okay. Okay, and then now. And I think that changes the nature of this as well. One more view. Okay, I don't know what, if message dot is empty, if it's not empty, and I guess this should set it to empty just to be consistent. Although we start empty, it should stay empty, but just to make it consistent or something. Okay, if the message is empty, then I don't know. I'm not sure if content unavailable view we can calendar unavailable. Unavailable. Isn't that the right way? Unavailable. Okay. We need a little symbol. Hey, I downloaded the new one, so I'm no longer running beta. It's probably been available for who knows how long. Warning. I mean, we've used this before. I don't know if there's one with a web. It sounds like a website thing. Well, I think exclamation mark dot triangle is probably acceptable. And then I guess this is just an else. Cloud Bang, is that one? Is that the name, or do you know? I do lightning bolt. Eh. Yeah, that might work. And that's sort of the iCloud thing, but we'll try it. Yeah, it seems a little off to blame that. But they don't give you just a generic cloud, so you're kind of... Yeah, I don't know. A web thing would be nice. That's it. Globe chevron. No globe slash. Maybe that would work. I'll blame it on the web. Let's put an error in. It's funny, there's nothing that sounds right. Maybe things with slashes. Oh, network.slash. That's what I want. His background's not correct. And where'd the image go? Network dot slash. Oh, so this maybe belongs on the VStack. Whoops. That's on that. So this should put the background image on. No image name globe found in asset catalog. Huh. And now they're going to say no image found network slash. Oh, so it's a real image. Maybe it's like system name. Oh. System image. Let's try that. Whoops. Isn't it Control M? I'm constantly hitting the wrong characters on these. It wasn't Command M, it was Control M, right? You gonna give me a fix? No. There it goes. Okay. I think we can put text on one line and understand it. Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe I had to be selecting the whole line and it wasn't or something. I don't know. Now with this extra mechanism in here, it's slowing down that load. Let's see. I haven't clicked festival yet. I don't know if it'll be quite so bad while it's doing it, but and I don't know if the text colors may have to muck with those. Okay, well, okay. I don't know if that'll do the whole thing or. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, I can live with that. About a second. Now I could make it unavailable to start with. I mean, if you come in here and it says calendar unavailable. Yeah, I mean, it's clear to me it slows it down just enough to make it a noticeable thing. But maybe I shouldn't care. We got to run the happy path again. I mean, if the error path while it's looking for a calendar, it takes a second. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Let's do that again. Blip, blip. Okay, so it's putting out that other message briefly. If it put it out the same, okay, let's extract this. Now, can I assign this to the other one? I think it won't let me. It's so annoying. Yep. Okay. And I'm still not sure whether to make it start out empty or not. All right, so we didn't get the transition visible. Now let's take the X off. I mean, that's tolerable. I think it looked better the other way. You start down on up here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know I'm not quite sure about that. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, the thing that, well, the good side is, I guess it's more responsive in a sense because it's doing that. I mean, it's doing this in the background, so theoretically we're not holding up our initial drawing when that happens. So I think this would be preferred. It does introduce that little bit of delay there. I don't think it's bad for this. Well, I didn't see it there. It was a flicker. And I think that the place that looks a little funnier is if you are failing, right? Like in a realistic situation, maybe the other website's too slow. I mean, I guess this is realistic, but if it took 5 seconds for it to decide the page wasn't there, then the way it is now will show an empty thing for a few seconds while it figures that out. Yeah. Now, I think there's a way to, is it in the simulator that you can control? Somewhere there's a way to set the speed. And I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to show spinners off the top of my head. I think there's a spinner object, right? Swift spinner example. So would I tie that to message 2? If the message is there, show the spinner. UI indicator view. Well, that's a lot of stuff. Oh, that's a SwiftUI, a UI kit thing. Gotta be more specific. Progress view, okay. More developer tools. Oh, on Xcode, huh? Oh, in this window, I don't. Is that on the simulator or on the Xcode somewhere? Yeah, that's taking a minute. Yeah, I'll let that do. Where was our spinner? So progress view on up here. Yeah, it's coming. It's just slow. There it is. No. That just takes me here. Well, it's not command line tools, is it? I mean, I usually have that up to date. Oh, so embedded in there. Okay. Additional tools? There we go. Okay, I'll let that roll. So this progress view on up here, perform transition to the next view. No, I don't want to do that. Value download amount. I'm gonna let that go. We'll get the tools installed when that finishes loading, but I think now is this thing gonna no. think I can format it like that. Now, is that going to put a new line in? I guess if I have to have a line be the long line, I'd like it like this. I don't know if I got that in time. I did not. Okay, I think that's all right. It does seem like I put the new line in, but I think that's better balanced. Okay, I think we're good. Shoot. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to move this one up. This pretty much has to happen regardless. Okay, so did I not push? Okay, that looks reasonable. Okay. So decoding text strings, that's down in here again. Calendar mapper. Well, anything that's got a name in it. I guess any text coming back. Okay. And this is passing. I think this is the focus place. So he's, or the hinge or the funnel, ice location, summary. That's from there. Description. Those should all do this. Yeah, I found the additional tools. I think I'm downloading it. I'm just almost done. Which will be a good thing. And I'll maybe put that as just one of those lesser tasks, or, more if we have time. Is it does it adjust the speed on my system so my video is going to get screwed up, or is it just for the simulator? Progress review for calendar. Okay, I'll save that for offline then. Okay, so Decode view. We were in calendar parser. Nope. Event mapper. Yeah, so I don't mind giving this thing the decode text maybe function, and that can be tested. So let's do that. Event mapper. I don't think we have tests for that specifically. No, we do, don't we? An event. Sort of an indirect test. Oh no, that's event. Oh, here's event mapper. Calendar parser. I guess I'm okay here. Yeah, we pretty much have to do all these fields and more, so all right, so removes backslash from text fields. Okay, so there's description. Well, that's already kind of got it. That really should be this, shouldn't it? Okay. Location. Oh, how interesting. Okay. So I think, and let me run this. I think what's happening is interesting on the location. Because we split by the comma, I think we're storing Arkansas correctly, but I think maybe Mountain View is storing Mountain View backslash. Okay, multi-line argument brackets violation. Why? Should have brackets surrounding in a new line. I don't know what that means. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Okay. And then summary, my event. Let's put a colon backslash semicolon. So we got comma, we got semicolon, we have new line. Let's make this backslash capital N. Okay. Right. And so we expect my colon event semicolon featuring /new line, Bob White, /new line, HTTPS news. Okay. The date, we don't care. I don't think it's required. And featuring, and then the is virtual. Is virtual city's territory. I guess we don't care about is virtual, but city should be Detroit. Can I, oh. Okay. Okay. I think that should fail properly. You can keep the upload unchanged. Oh no. Hey, why aren't you a test? Let's try that again. Good. All right, and hopefully we get failures on the fields. Yeah, we still have the backslashes in there. And yep, same thing in there. Okay, well, we're due for a break, so let's take 3 or 4 minutes. We'll come back, give ourselves a parser method to decode that stuff, and go from there. Okay, welcome back. Let's add a decode text. Give me a string, and I'll yield you a string. Okay, and then there's some replacing all occurrences. Okay. And that yields a string. Yeah, let's do that. So it was new line, and and then com and semicolon and backslash itself. Let's see how to do this right. I think it's 2 backslashes, right? So backslash, 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 with just backslash, backslash. Okay. So let's just do the, well, let's do the location first. I guess if it's going to work, it's going to work, right? We're going to fix it in the method, not any other. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. So this will fail on an optional string. Does this thing handle the optional string? Yes, okay. Well, let's make it optional string to optional string. Okay, so now this is safe. Date start doesn't fit this. That's location, but description. Okay. Oh no. Okay, what we got? My : event became my : event semicolon. That seems right. Month, day, virtual false. Make sure it's nothing. City, Detroit, territory, Michigan. Featuring Newline Bob White, Newline dpnews.com, HTTPS dpnews.com. Well, is it just the ID? My : event. Oh, wait. Oh, see, still has the backslash colon. Maybe you're just running it and still feels like years. Okay, so where you did not replace the colons, We did the semicolon. Detroit, and we did the new lines. Did I? Okay. But we apparently did not replace the semicolon. Backslash semicolon with semicolon. Well, that seems weird. I mean, I'm doing the backslash replacement last, but even there, I don't think it matters because it's only looking for 2 in a row. Backslash semicolon with semicolon. But the comma worked, right? Which one had the comma? Oh, nobody did. We pulled it out of Detroit, Michigan. Let's put one in here that should be sticking around. My comma event. Okay. So backslash n, upper or lower, translated down to new line. That seems okay. My backslash colon. Am I reading this wrong? Oh, we didn't do colon. Is colon supposed to be? I gotta go back to this. Escape character, backslash semicolon, comma. Okay. Backslash semicolon, comma, and new lines. Backslash semicolon, comma, new lines. Colon is not one of them. Okay. So my test is wrong. I don't need to do a colon there. Comma, semicolon, new line, and why can't I keep these straight? Comma, semicolon, oh, backslash. Our own, whoops. Okay. Now, we could have run a test on that method, the decode method, but I figured since multiple things need it, we need to check all those fields anyway to make sure they're all getting their job done. So I'm testing at the higher level. Not unreasonable, I don't think. It's a relatively simple function that only took me 10 minutes to mess up. Okay, let's commit this. ICS text. Okay, we'll run this. Everything should be looking a lot better. We still have HTML in there, of course, but let's get to the date. Okay. So Marius 9, Ohio, there's no backslash in there anymore. And I don't know if we can see any others. Kings Mountain. I wonder if that's really a quote, or it used to be. Okay. Well, this is good. Cool. Let's go on. Let's go ahead and try take a look at that NuPlay again. I usually only do them if they're GNU public, or sorry, not GPL, but MIT license or something kind of equivalent. So let's check the license on that thing. Is that on here? MIT license, okay. Good. Okay, and this is RichText. And we got to put that in our main project. Target. Let's close things down. Okay, he's there. And what's the usage? Rich text of HTML, and then tweak it. Import rich text. Okay. All right, where's that going? Event view. Okay, well, I think it's just here, yeah. And so we can say rich text of HTML colon. I guess that replaces this. Okay, and then let's see what the other parameters do. Well, we will do some of this customization later. I guess we have to go in here and look around a little. Where's rich text itself? View. Placeholder. I guess that's a loading kind of thing they seem to show. Configuration. Okay. Yeah, let's see what we got. I'm just using a default font now. I don't know what that is, but I think it's a Arial kind of thing. Sans serif. And yeah, the color needs to change to match the other. I don't know if it puts its own background color on things too. We'll have to see. So it's a slightly bigger font. Something's weird. Oh. I guess that's just bold. The separator. But the look is all right. That's a little weird. Huh. That's in this source. Yeah, spacing's different. I think it looks like this is my URL. I should be stripping off \p as well. That's our URL finder. He probably should just look for a less than sign. Delete everything after it. Yeah, I think it looks reasonable. This looks the same, which is reasonable. The only blip is the, well, I don't think we need to put the URL there, honestly, because we have it in the notes, the original notes. So, whoops, go back. This with Ken Kalodner and Marilyn Michael, followed by a link. That's the way it appears in the calendar. And then this is me putting the URL in. So it's in the notes, and then I'm putting it in the way I see it. Okay. Now the example with the \p or the end of paragraph thing. Come on. Let me find that again. There it is. Dayton Dulcimers. They just have the text there at the end of the paragraph, and it's fine. We assumed that they were all that if it was contained in an A tag, we could take the rest if it's not contained in an A tag. But really, I think the reality is, whatever it is, if it's got a less than something at the end, we don't want the less than something. But that's okay. Yeah, I mean, this is, well, that formatting's a little off. Whoops. I'm glad the links work, I guess. And we don't know if that's, wow, no, something's definitely off. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do, is have a little globe icon here that you could click on to get to it. But this is being cut off. It's cut off the end. And then this one's being cut off at the name. We lost the whole name and city. I don't know what that means. also, no. Okay. Well, you would think that the item would be, I would think the rich text view is being asked how big do you want to be. They are different sizes. Are they not? No, like this one's huge, right? So it's not trimming off everything. That's a real link, I guess, yeah. But this one definitely is getting trimmed off. Let me hide this, because I really don't need to show it, because it's coming from the notes and we're showing the notes, so that's kind of irrelevant there. And I think it'll look better, but no. Oh. Okay, so this is without details. And we're looking far better. All right, now with details. Okay, now one of those, did it fit it on the same line? Ken Kalodner and Mary Lynn Michael. Oh, weird. With Ken Kalodner and Mary Lynn Michael. Why does that fit on one line here, not down here? There's also a little much spacing between lines. I think that could be smaller. This one didn't wrap. Now, some of these have a link as an active link, and some of them just had the text of a link, and it didn't turn into a link. That's in the original source. I remember seeing that. Okay, now things are looking better. Boy, the URLs do not look attractive. I mean, these short ones where people took the trouble, you know, it's good, but okay, this is wrapped. And that bulbs a bit much, but that's not this thing's fault. And I mean, we had a white background before and it's white again. Can we, I don't know if we can, there's a problem. Okay, it was Colorado. That seems to be tweaking around. Okay, there's Pocono, half cut off. It can't wrap if there's no white space. Yeah, I guess. But this is really annoying. It's almost like it's not asking for enough space. I mean, this one wants, oh, now there it goes. Okay. Is it lazy loading? Well, maybe. Because it's okay now. And you know, you mentioned possibly it's being a function of being on the simulator. That's true. Oh yeah, that is the lazy thing going. Okay, so there's Latham, New York, Dulcimer Irish tunes. No, that's still bad. Yeah, that's okay. What if the node is of type rich text? I don't know. Do we have that up still here? I mean, it's rich text. Well, what if the notes is of type rich text? I mean, are you saying do a conversion to string? Does this tool provide a conversion though, or is it? That's configuration. I mean, there was a web view. Please allow outgoing connections client permission. Let's try that. Signing capabilities, that's sandbox. I don't think we care about that. I don't think that permission, outgoing connections client. Signing capabilities, app sandbox. Well, this doesn't have it, right? Is there something that can convert it? Oh, in events. So make event.notes of a different type. Does it convert to rich text? I didn't see anything that claimed it did. These all seem to be views. Well, let's go back on the source over here. No, I mean, I think the rich text is a view, not some sort of textual object. Yeah, that doesn't. I don't know why. This is probably just a wrapper. Yeah, UI view representable is that context wrapper that switches it to being a SwiftUI view. Scroll you bounce is false. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything we can convert. I mean, that's kind of the other way, right, we could do. I mean, it's a tougher approach. But I mean, we could be parsing tags and see an open tag and you know, create a model for it. And then do something to convert it to a text. It might not be the worst thing. I mean, I appreciate that links are live. You know, that's kind of nice. So I'm at this guy's webpage, and if I don't see registration, but if there was one, oh, there's registration. Okay, register, get a form. Okay, yeah, so I could fully register there and do what I wanted. That's fine. Yeah, I'd really like to know if it's a simulator thing. It feels like it's not to me, but you know that like it's like their view is not reporting the size right, maybe. Yeah, that entry's totally hidden now. Well, boy. Okay, well, I will try it on my tablet, I guess. I don't think I can. I don't know if we can build it back far enough for my phone because it's kind of old now. I'm waiting for it to finish cracking the screen so I can get a new one. Now I'm seeing client not entitled. I don't know what that's about. Apple extension kit running board terminate process. RBS service. I mean, I could believe it might want some privilege to be allowed to open other websites or something, but error code null. RBS service error domain. Running board. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so well, I don't know where that leaves things. Something that flakes out half the time is really not acceptable. I don't know if there's any I don't know if there's anything we can do to make it I may put just a little padding on it and just see if that helps it. This may be the kind of thing I have to get somebody to try out and see how common a mistake it is. I mean, this looks fine now. Well, there it goes. Blip. Okay, the padding didn't do anything. Yeah, so I think whatever it's doing, it's got its well, there's so many places involved. It could be several different things, but it appears that, I mean, my guess is it's not accurately computing the size, and it may be interacting with the lazy web, because what that does is it basically it caches things, I think, and then hacking the Swift. It's a rich text or using Markdown. Well, Okay, maybe that's the next easiest alternative is we go find somebody who does HTML to Markdown and see if theirs does it. So I guess I want to characterize what's going on. Possibly lazy grid, possibly the UI kit to SwiftUI interface maybe a little wimpy. It could be that RichText is doing something that keeps it from reporting its size correctly. I mean, it does interact with the lazy grid. If I can, yeah. So I'm scrolling backwards and it's there. Let's find another one that goes bad. That opened up when it got ready to, which seems like lazy grid. Okay, all day workshop with Joe and Ilis. All right, let's go back. I mean, even this looks very crowded now. I don't remember it looking quite so crowded. Joe and Ilis. Okay, that one looks good and this one looks bad. No, I don't. Okay, Taylor Swift HTML to Markdown. Okay, yeah, let's try that. Well, it was pretty minimal changes, so that's good. I think I'll leave this off for now. What did we make? Yeah. I'll say that better. Make links active. Some sort of globe button. Maybe it's event URL active. Okay. And we need to remove the package. Can I just delete? No. Forward delete? No. Can I manipulate it in here? Packages. Yes, but I don't think that's going to solve my problem here. Okay. Product DPN depends on that kind of parser. Yes. Okay. How do I close this? Cancel. Okay. Oh, maybe it's in here. Okay. Make sure tests pass. Let's go to that one. Okay. I don't think we have to worry about tables. Okay. So we don't want verbatim because we know that deactivates it. Okay, so let's do that. And then pick an HTML flavor, take your raw document, do document.parse, and then mark document as Markdown. Okay. All right, let's make a function to Markdown. String. Okay, good. All right, so I think if it fails, we're just going to return the original string and live with ourselves, take what it gives us. All right, and here we'll return, try it as Markdown. Now, if this works, we'll move it back to the parsing side because I think this is probably going to have to redo this every time it scrolls past it. So, but this will be an experiment. Well, not so much of one if I don't call it. Let's call to Markdown. We'll try again. Oh no. Do I have to do something to get the text to recognize Markdown? I mean, it is translating it. That's good. We're not seeing any weird scrolling stuff. That's a good sign too. Okay. That sounds like it should just work. If you store Markdown as a string, it won't enter. Instead, set the type to localized string key. Okay. I guess, do I cast that? To use the text view, you can create your own. Yeah. No, I think verbatim says don't do any of that stuff. We'll check. Right, it does turn off localization, which you want. If you initialize a text with a variable value that uses init. Okay, I guess we got to create the localized string. Yeah, let's try that. String key. Yeah, I'm pretty sure verbatim turned off all that. It doesn't use the localized, and it doesn't do the markdown, which they don't really come out and say. Okay, they mention it here. You can create the text from an attributed string. Oh, maybe I just need to do attributed string. Yeah. That would probably communicate better. Let's see, I think I said run. Yeah. Oh, too bad. That may be a markdown error in the original. No, it was a HTML. Oh. Well, let's see. March 14 through 16. Featuring Nina Zanetti. Branch strong bold. Oh, I think they I think they're putting it in twice and only recognizing it once, maybe. I don't know why they would do strong and bold, because they both mean bold. I don't think this snapshot doesn't go far enough to see those others. I think it went through this one. Ugh. Now that's a little off. So, yeah, they put a BR and they don't translate that. Well, but like HTML doesn't honor new lines, right? It's free to ignore. I mean, it has to turn it into at least a space. Let's look at his sources. Well, the other one is basic HTML may not be the right object to do this. There may be some problems. If node name equals BR has space paragraph, do new line. I don't know what has spaced paragraph means. Well, he seems to be doing something. If it has spaced paragraph, so the first time it doesn't. Well, let's see if we can play with that. Basic HTML raw. Is he not public, so I can't get to him? Ugh. Well, that's a question too, isn't it? It's just node name. I don't know how he calculates those. Let's look for HTML. Oh, let's look for node. What's Swift Soup? I don't know why we would use this. Is there an HTML node? Well, I don't know. Let's try. Yeah, that's really annoying. I mean, there's something a little weird with that strong and B that it throws up its hands, and I don't know if that's the Markdown is a problem or the translation. Let's run. I mean, this really is doing it in the view like this is not really ideal. It's a functional thing. A function that takes a string and returns a string. So there's no IO per se, but it interacts with the IO what we have. Okay. Well, we were seeing BR in things. Yeah, I think that got that out. I mean, that's weird. And like the BR I put in disappeared. So I think it was, oh, maybe that's all it is. I think the BR, the first one is ignored. I mean, with what he was doing in there looked like it. I suppose if I work in here, I would see stuff. Okay, so if we match BR, if has space, it starts out false, so it flips it to true after the first one, and then it starts doing stuff. I don't know. Yeah, let's look for strong. Okay, it adds star. Okay. Yeah, let's print the markdown as we're looking at it. I mean, I think we're late enough in the day. Oh, we're done. Time's out. Let's capture this and I'll do a quick print on it. We'll get a bunch. Like, I don't know what happens in Markdown if you put star, like it's like you're trying to open it twice, but that's going to zero it out or something, I think, you know? Because star opens and star closes, and you just did it twice in a row. Now, if you had spaces, maybe. Okay, so that's got a star. All right. Well, we'll see a bunch. Okay, Star Spiritual Retreat Center in Ohio. That part's fine. Where's the rest? Oh, yeah, so there's star. New line, star. That's not good. Email, blah. Day-long event on Zoom. That's not this one. That's this one. Okay, so this ends with Dulcimer, DaytonDulcimers.com. Okay, that's formatting there. Okay. Yes, that's localized string key. That starts the next one. So, yeah, I guess the question is, what's going on with this in the Markdown? Well, I think it was probably star BR star or something like that. Maybe we'd have to see the original too. Okay, it gives us somewhere to pick up next week. I'll try not to do anything on it this weekend. But I mean, it's close. It's very close. And we're not seeing the scrolling issues we saw before. So I think that sort of tells me it might have been the other package was doing something not quite 100% right. But this star / new line star, we'll have to see what triggers that in the original stuff. So I think we're gonna try two sides. One is, let's look at the original HTML and make sure what we're working from. The other is, what does SwiftUI do with star new line star? I think the answer is it just writes the stars out, and we may have to look for a specific pattern to clean up. Oh yeah, RichText was being very different on those, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, good week. Thank you. And we will come back to this Monday, 2 to 4:30 Eastern, 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. Have a good weekend, and thanks again for your help. Bye-bye.